Hi, this is Crush Chessie for the Ivy League, and I am here with Phil Ivey, who is going to help me review one of my $33 Pot Limit Omaha 8 or better tournaments. Thanks for doing this with me, Phil.
My pleasure.
And the reason I want to have you look at this is I feel that there's really like a lot of stuff out there on how to play no limit hold'em. Pretty much anyone can figure that out these days, it seems like. But if you're playing a more obscure game like Pot Limit Omaha 8 or better, it's really hard to figure out how to play the heads up part of the tournaments.
Sure. And I really haven't played much heads up PLO8, but I have played a lot of head up in my lifetime, so I'm going to do the best I can and just give you my thoughts.
Well, it seems like you win most of your heads up matches and I lose most of mine, so figured this might be good.
I'm not folding. I can just tell you that right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't. But
that's not really an option. It depends on how he's been playing. I mean, is he betting big on turns once he bets the flop?
Well, the heads-up match just started. I believe before this tournament was played about a month ago, but he was playing pretty solid, like when it was earlier at the final table, is my memory.
Well, how he's playing, when the table's 9-handed, 8-handed versus how he's going to play heads-up is different. So I was just wondering. We're playing from we're recording from the very first hand head-up?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Well, there's a number of ways you can play. You can either call, or you can you can go for it and just try to just raise the pot. I mean, he can have some hands where he can once in a while you can have a hand where you have him beat pretty badly. Say you open with a hand like 5, 6, 7 king or something like that, double suited. Makes it difficult for him to get away from that hand. I mean, you have him pretty badly beat. So there's some hands where you have him crushed. I mean, you have 2 7s and an 8-6 for low. I mean, I would consider if it's a guy that's opening, he does bet 33,000. I mean, what's his normal bet size there? Is that what he's? Oh, well, I don't know. What's he been betting 3-handed on those flops? About that much?
About that much, I believe. Yes.
Okay. Does he check behind ever when he misses?
That I can't really remember because the tournament was like a month ago, and I played like 50 more of these tournaments since then.
Okay. Okay. Well, if he was the type of guy that checks behind when he misses quite a bit, then I would be a little bit more leery. I would maybe just call and kind of see what happens. If he's the type of guy that bets like a really high percentage of the time, then I probably would just shove, because once in a while I would say you have enough where you have him beat. You have a lot of, you can counterfeit him. I mean, if he does have a hand like Ace-5 deuce, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal getting in. Of course you're beat, but I mean, once in a while he may have he could have like hearts and like a worse 4 than you, some hand like that once in a while, and feel like you just got to go with it because of the stack sizes. And once in a while you just shove there and you pick up the 83,000. And if he does win, you still have 400K.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying makes total sense. I mean, I think I got paranoid because I was thinking that he might already be free rolling me for low, so I just kind of wanted to call and see what happens.
It's a possibility, but then then there's a lot of cards come on the turn when he bets again. What happens when he bets big again on the turn? Then you just gave up 25,000 plus 33,000. It's kind of difficult to continue, right?
Yeah, I'm probably going to chicken out and fold if he bets again.
Especially if he bets a decent amount, and. But it's pretty tough for him to bet again too, because he only has 189,000. So it's kind of a little bit of a tricky hand here. It would be much easier for me to say what to do if I knew kind of how he was been playing at the final table. Then my decision would be a lot more clear.
Yeah, because it's kind of tricky here. I wish I remembered a little better.
Yeah. So okay, let's see what happens. So you call queen. Now the hand's much tougher. Yeah, see now you. Well, this is a little bit of a tough spot here. I mean, you just see the problem is when you just call the flop there, now you put yourself in this position where it's difficult. Because the thing is, you didn't re-raise them before the flop, so it's very hard for you to have like ace three with a good hand or whatever. So he probably knows that. So he's making a pretty good bet here, and he knows that maybe he can, if he makes like, if I have like queen, say I have like ace, deuce, seven, jack or something. I'm gonna go ahead and bet. I'm gonna go ahead and bet 116,000 because I know I only have 73,000 behind. I'm just gonna go for it and hope I get the fold out of you. So it's kind of like more of a field thing how he's been playing and everything else, whether you shove in this spot or you fold. I mean, once I call the flop and he bets the turn here, I mean, it's close. I probably would fold at this point because I don't want to let him back in the game. If he does have me crushed, he's probably betting with a hand that at least going to get half, and so that's probably would be my thinking. What'd you do?
Yeah, I folded, I'm pretty sure. I kind of wish I raised the flop. Now, listening to your explanations, I mean, it makes the hand really clear to me because it's so hard for him to have me beat both ways here, you know?
Yeah.
He'd need a monster.
Yeah, he need to have a pretty big hand. He need to have like a hand like ace-5 of heart or something like that for you to just be up against it. And if he's opening a lot of buttons, it's really difficult for him to have that hand in that spot, especially if he's been betting a lot. I don't know how aggressively he's been playing three-handed and four-handed and five-handed. If I would have seen that, didn't make it a lot more clear. A lot of guys, if they miss, a lot of guys on boards like that, deuce 4-7. If you check, they'll just check back behind you. Then sometimes you can, if he's the type of guy that's only betting big hands on the flop, then maybe you could throw it away on the flop because he's going to be facing a pretty big bet on the turn, and there's not really too many good turn cards there. I mean, besides the 5. I mean.
Yeah, and he only had 250K. I mean, I feel like I could have just taken a shot on the flop, and I just called and kind of put myself in this situation,
Yeah, you could have taken a shot just to win the whole tournament right then and there if he has a hand like 5, 6, 7 or 4, 5, 6 hands like that, or like those are the type of hands he's going to bet at. So you could have him crush once in a while where he feels like I'm just going to go for it here, or you could just win it right then and there, which is nice to win that and just chop him down too. So.
I mean, even if he's got the ace-3, maybe the 3 comes and he gets counterfeited, I mean,
yeah, sure.
You never know.
Yeah.
I'm sure I folded here, though. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's fine at that point.